not too bad. So
yeah. All right. Well,
Hi, YouTube.
I'm going to say that we are live now to both platforms.
Most
likely.
So,
welcome everybody. This is Awesome Hardware, a live stream that Paul and I do every single Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on Twitch.tv/AwesomeHardware. We also stream it to YouTube. If you're watching us live from there, then you already knew that. But we like to split it up into two halves there. First half this week is on my channel, youtube.com/c/Bitwit. The old URL, Awesome Sauce News, also works still. Fun fact.
I know that whenever I add you as a collaborator on a video, which I do all the time because I'm a bro like that.
I do that mostly.
You do. I always, that's how I remember that you were originally Awesome Sauce News.
Because it pops up still.
It's the only way to do it. I don't know how to, I don't know if I type in Bitwit, it's a completely different thing.
Huh.
I mean, just for that, add a collaborator or, you can add an editor or whatever like that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
YouTube needs to update that. I'm tired of living in the past, YouTube. Stop making me relive it. All right, so this is also a fun show where we talk about tech, we drink beer, we like to have some frosty beverages. If you guys are of drinking age, feel free to drink along with us. And we also tend to swear, occasionally. But only when it's purposeful and meaningful and intelligently done.
Every time.
Every time. So, if you have sensitive...
Time.
Yep, Exhibit A. If you have sensitive...
Too easy to just throw out an F-bomb right there.
Really
I was trying to go old school.
That was classy. Very classy. So, let's see. We're still selling stuff on our stores.
Oh, yeah.
We have things like... I have female shirts now for the tatas.
Yep.
They will fit your curves, your curvaceous bod just fine. There's also...
really selling it to the ladies.
Really selling it. Wifey Sauce already has a couple on the way, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Fidget spinners are still in stock. Believe it or not, we've got hats, regular shirts, and glasses, and mugs.
That's all good stuff.
Hoodies too. Paul's got stuff on his website.
Yeah, all right. I talked to John is the guy, he does our stores. He's freaking awesome with everything.
He's the best.
And I talked to him on the phone yesterday, and I realized, why don't people just talk to each other on the phone anymore? It's awesome, and it's way better.
It is awesome.
Because, we have all these emails, and, we had this quick conversation. It was all good. Anyway, my mugs are on sale. We're clearing these out.
Woo!
Last chance to get an 11-ounce mug. We're going to bring in some 15-ouncers, so check that out. Also doing some pullover hoodies.
Woo!
It's getting towards the autumn now, towards the fall. Winter is coming.
Indeed.
So check out the pullover hoodies and see if you enjoy those. Beyond that, all the rest of the good stuff's there, as well as my glasses and all those things. So
buy stuff from our stores. It helps support us and allows us to do more things, buy more hardware, so that we can do fun stuff with them on our channels. But for now, let's go on to our first segment. Let's just dive right in, sink our teeth into this half of the episode, starting with Pimp My PC.
Pimp My PC?
Pimp My PC, but no ordinary Pimp My PC. Paul, I decided to do a special Ryzen edition. So these are all going to be Zen-based systems, whether we're talking, the mainstream Ryzen lineup of processors, Ryzen 3, 5, and 7, or the newer, more high-end desktop Threadripper is also a Zen-based CPU. So we're going to be taking a look at some AMD-based systems. More new AMD than old AMD. So this is all exciting, more or less motherboards and parts that have come out this year. The very latest. So.
I did an AMD system.
You did an AMD system?
I did.
Which one?
The one I built for Rachel that we handed off to her.
Yes. When's that video going up?
I posted that this morning, the build video.
Nice,
I thought it went pretty well. It's on my channel. Beautiful. And I've already handed it off to Rachel, but I have a follow-up video with some testing come out too. So anyway,
awesome. Go ahead and check that out.
I'm plugging my.
Go ahead and check that out on Paul's channel if you want to see a little a pretty sweet mini ITX Ryzen build. I happened to get a peek at it earlier this week. But let's see what Ross has in store for us. Ross.
What up, Ross?
The Rossinator. He's got a Ryzen 7.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's Ross.
Ross Taylor. Ryzen 7 1700, clocked at 3.8 gigahertz, respectable overclock there. ASRock X370 Gaming K4. Probably Palette. Palette? Oh, Palette. Yeah. Super Jetstream, GTX 1070, and some SSDs in there, and a hard drive. So, okay, let's see what we got here. You got a Be Quiet silent loop from the looks of it.
Hey.
Looks like there's a silent loop
cooler
in there.
Noctua fans.
Noctua. Very, very cool, actually.
All right,
quite literally.
First impression here.
Yep.
Noctua offers replacement corner pop-on things for all those fans that you got there. You have such nice matching fans, and the rubber mounts, I believe they sell them. I know that they had them at CES like 2 years ago. They must be out.
They do sell them.
Yeah. Okay. So get all those in red, and your color scheme will be on point here. I mean, brown and red isn't like awful as a color scheme, but I'm not feeling it here.
Yeah.
It's not
true.
It's not meshing.
It's like chocolate covered strawberries, but not as delicious.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good.
I agree here.
It's delicious.
I sided with Paul. I'm siding with Paul here. Even if they were just black, I feel like just having a little bit of red in there with the black and the little white accents, like on your video card, would look really nice. The brown does sort of throw things off. If for whatever reason they aren't selling those Noctua corners anywhere, you can't find them in your country or something like that, they're pretty easy to spray paint, I believe, as long as you do it carefully and you know what you're doing.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that would be terribly hard to spray paint and place back on there.
I feel like long term spray painting over flexible little corner pieces like that might. But well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you can't move them much once you're done with them. You kind of just sit them in there and don't mess with them too much, and hopefully the paint won't crack. This is what I've heard. I've heard like some people in forums and stuff talk about it in the past. I've never done it personally though, so might want to double check that. Cable management here looks pretty good for the most part, with a couple notes. First off, it looks like you've got a bunch of cables coming from. Is that a CPU fan header? Or a fan header or something like that?
That's a triple adapter, and it comes with the Be Quiet because... Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. That's not 360. But yeah, that looks like a 3-fan adapter.
It's for the Noctua fans, for sure.
Yeah.
So you got 3 or 4 Noctua fans going to this one splitter. There might be a more strategic CPU header for you to use. A fan header, sorry. A more strategic fan header on the motherboard than that one. Because that one's kind of front and center, quite literally, and you might want to go for one of the ones on the bottom of the motherboard, or sort of tucked away, maybe closer to a rubber grommet in there. Actually, those aren't rubber grommets. Closer to a cutout, because it looks like it's just stretching a little bit too far across your motherboard and is kind of distracting. Also, the PCIe cable.
Yeah, that's what was standing out to me the most.
Sort of like it looks like it's really windy in your case, and the PCIe cable just started flying backwards, like woo! Like it's got its hands like it's on a roller coaster ride or something. Not sure what's going on there. It's like it had a bad hairdo. So I don't know. Maybe cinch that down a little bit.
Yeah, bring it straight back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either straight back or straight down, down and back maybe instead of like up and over. I don't know. You'd have to work with it a little bit, but it does look a little bit awkward with the unused pins, since you're using one of those daisy chain ones. Not daisy chain, but you know what I mean, the multiple plugs on one cable. Looks just a little bit strange, just sort of dangling off there in left field, so I'd take care of that. But for the most part, everything else looks pretty good. A lot of people are going to freak out that you put the water block of your AIO sideways, but that might be a limitation with the socket.
I think the tubes are probably too long. He'd either have to go completely upside down. If they were on the side, they'd probably droop down too much and possibly conflict with the graphics card. That would be my guess.
Mm-hmm. I think, I can't be sure, but it might be a... I think I checked in with Be Quiet on this. It might be a limitation of the socket. That it does not allow... Because these coolers were initially made for, before Ryzen came out. So, that AM4 adapter kind of forces the water block sideways, but what can you do? Thank you very much, Ross. Overall, a pretty sweet looking system that I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of fun with. Next up, we've got New Andy with a Ryzen 1600 and a GTX 1080 Ti in a Corsair Crystal 460X computer case. This was the first PC he built, and he's pretty happy with how it turned out, and I can see why. Mr. Andy, it looks pretty nice. Picture quality could be a little bit better. Looks like you took it with a potato, but we kind of get an idea of what's going on here. It's like
one of those old Nokia camera phones.
Yeah, a little candy bar. Took it with a little candy bar. So, first off, I will say nice airflow in here. You got 3 front-facing or fans at the front that are pushing some nice air to your graphics card there. I'm a little surprised at your pairing of choice with CPU and GPU. I think a Ryzen 1600 and a GTX 1080 Ti isn't something I commonly see. But I ain't gonna knock it because I haven't personally tested those two components together.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I don't think there's, I don't think so either. I just think
in specific situations, yes, you could get a little bit more performance out of that 1080 Ti with, you know, going with 7700K or something like that. But it's gonna be a good solution for gaming and streaming.
Of course, it's still gonna
anything you want to multitask with.
I'm just saying it's you generally don't see a $700+ video card paired with a sub $200 CPU.
Okay.
But if it's working out for you, that is awesome. And the cable management here looks pretty good. Looks like you're taking advantage of all the right grommets. And the one thing I'll say is that you
got to take advantage of those grommets.
Oh yeah. As our good friend and moderator in chat right now, Self-Processing, always says, every hole is a goal. We've got a cable coming off of the CPU cooler here that looks a bit. We got a cowboy in here.
Little loopy guy there.
We got a cowboy here. He looks like he's going off the rails. Woo!
Could be tucked away.
Yeah, it could be tucked away somehow. Maybe get a little zip tie and, you know, do the little bend it, you know, multiple times and fold it up and crinkle it all nice and stuff. Make it a bit more tidy, but you know, it's black and sleeved thanks to AMD, so it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't stand out too much. Again, if the picture quality was better, it'd probably annoy me more.
I will also say for our first two PIMP My PCs we've been going over here, a shot of the system with the side panels on everything, kind of like an external shot, would be nice to have.
Oh yeah.
Just to give us an idea when you're not staring into the side of the system.
Yeah.
Overall, though, Andy, very, very nice, especially for a first-time build.
Yeah, congrats on the first one, man. It's always the funnest. Thank you very much, Andy. Next up, we've got the King. The King. 3, 2, 5. Think you can? Sorry, I had to.
That's good.
This is from, okay, so we got a Fatality AB350 Gaming K4, an R5 1600 CPU, clocked at 4.05 gigahertz. Wow, how'd you get that? That's pretty good. You got a winner there. 4.05 gigahertz on a 1600. Another Palit card. 2 Palits in one day. Impossible.
That is unique.
GTX 1060 this time around, though. A Jetstream
Europe.
6 gigabyte. I know, right? We got that global audience, yo. We got 16 gigs of DDR4 Corsair LPX 2933 megahertz. Better timings though. And let's see. Wow, look at that big old knock to a cooler. That NHD 15. You brought the D, all right. Whoa. Okay, so I like that cooler in here. I'm a huge fan of big CPU air coolers. I think they look pretty sweet. Especially if you have an ugly motherboard, because they generally cover them up completely.
Oh yeah, I can't even see.
Yeah, like we'll have no idea. You might have the ugliest motherboard in the world, and it's perfectly fine. Doesn't bother anyone. Now, I will say, cable management here is probably not the best.
No.
It looks like things are kind of crossing all over the place. Things are not really being routed in the appropriate holes. Again, with the holes.
A lot of looseness going.
Yeah, it looks a little sloppy, I'll say.
Your fan in the top right here does not match with the other fans. I mean, your front fans don't match with the rear fan either.
Right.
But granted, you got Noctua fans in there anyway, so I guess, I mean, really, what's the biggest fan?
Fan force?
No.
Oh, the fan faux pas?
Faux pas. Yes. That's like, wait, there's an F word that means, yeah.
An F word that's not the
What's the biggest fan faux pas that we got going on here? There's several. I'm not sure how to solve that problem for you.
Yep.
But it looks like you could use a pretty decent dusting, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like you've kind of done the haphazard, like, you know. Like
I feel like we've had this before on the show. Like, people, like, I want to take a picture for Pimp My PC. They take their side panel off. They're like, oh, it's pretty dusty in there.
God damn.
Let me just wipe off the top of the power supply.
With my finger. You know, oh, they'll never know. Everything else looks perfect.
It's fine now.
Yeah.
Look, it's been cleaned.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. A bit more of a thorough dusting could help you out here.
Thorough dusting
as well.
Dust it off, man. Dust it off.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I will say my OCD's going a little mad that the fact that you have the first or the left Noctua fan, the cable is facing us. Ideally, I'd probably have the cable like flip the fan 180 degrees.
Oh yeah, you can spin
and face it towards the motherboard. That way, it's not so visible.
You
just a thought.
Might be able to do that without taking it off the mount. You probably would have to remove the graphics card. You can get at these little metal tongs from the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably
Even
do
if
that.
you got to remove the graphics card, it's not too big of a deal.
Yeah.
And some cable extensions might be in order too. Them ketchup and mustard. Ain't doing anyone no good.
All right, we need to take a short break. From Pimp My PC.
Yes, we do.
To figure out what beer we're drinking. You want the Chimay?
We've got Le Fin du Monde or Chimay Grand Reserve Ale. First person in chat to say their preference is what we're gonna drink. So
we haven't decided which of these is going to.
Why does this go black? How do I make this not black?
I don't know.
I don't like YouTube chat right now.
It looks okay for me.
Oh, the first one was, I think, the ale, right? Ale.
To who?
Oh, you mean like we each get one?
Oh, are we going to open and share it?
Oh, I don't know. I thought that's what you had in mind.
Let's do that. I like that.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Okay, cool. Then we'll do that. We're going with the ale then. Wait, this is the ale.
This is a Belgian-style triple ale, and that is an ale.
They're both ales, guys.
We got lots of ale going on today.
Let's see. Okay, someone said ale, someone else said ale.
La Fin.
La Fin.
La Fin,
La Fin is the most definitive.
Technoscope.
It is the most definitive one.
Right.
Definitive answer that was given first.
Okay, I'm gonna open this.
Do it.
And
let's move on to Fernando. Fernando.
Isn't there a...
I'm thinking of Elf.
Oh, Elf?
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, of course.
When he's in his dad's office and he just keeps saying that name over and over again. It's Francisco, though. He goes, Francisco.
Oh, isn't there an ABBA song, Fernando?
Ah!
Wow.
Oh my god. That legitimately freaked me out.
Sorry.
It scared the hell out. Sorry, headphone users.
Usually you gotta coax that a little bit. Okay.
That was loud as shit.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Everyone's going crazy.
Sorry. ABBA song is Fernando. All right.
Yes. All right. So Fernando has a Ryzen 1600 in here, R5 1600, 16 gigs of 3200 megahertz RAM, an R9 270X, and an MSI B350 Tomahawk Arctic motherboard inside of a 570X white edition case. That is a beautiful case. Adding exhaust SP120 fan later on. Okay.
Here's a nice external shot.
Yeah. I like your motherboard and RAM pairing very much. I think that looks pretty awesome. I think it's a beautiful case. Your cable management is actually pretty good.
The 570X, I mean, this has been noted in many reviews of it. It's got this sort of not quite complete.
It's a half-ass
PSU shroud
basement. Yes.
So it's like what you're supposed to. So I can't mouse over this without that thing.
I know. I hate
so yeah, from here it's like, oh, okay, you're fine.
Yeah,
no,
and then
no
from the side.
And then from here,
yeah.
And you can see that with the tempered glass on there too.
Why?
You got a bunch of cables in here.
Why wouldn't they just have put like a little wall? Like they could have just. They didn't have to go all the way across.
Yeah,
they wanted to preserve that look.
Something.
But they should have at least just put like a little garage door.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
I don't know.
All right. Beyond that though, cable management is pretty tight in here. There's not too much to be said there. You got a big EVGA Velcro strap here. I believe this is for the
power supply. Or
I think he's got two different cables here that have daisy chains coming off the end. Right? Okay. Is that what's going on?
Maybe.
And that's holding them down.
Oh, that's why it looks kind of thick.
I've done that myself before. It might look a little bit less cumbersome with a zip tie there instead of the big fat Velcro. I mean, if you want to tighten things up a little bit. And then the other thing standing out to me is going to be the stock Ryzen heatsink fan here it's not awful. I mean, it's a good for a heatsink fan. It's just the system seems very like clean and tight looking, and I feel like something more there. I don't know.
A bit more of a maybe
like
a tower. Throwing in
the Enermax has the ETS series coolers, and they have a white version of that. I feel like would look pretty nice in here.
Yeah,
that's like a $40 cooler.
Right.
I don't know if they have that with a AM4.
That's a good question.
Bracket yet though. I have to ask Enermax about that. But
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, getting a slightly nicer, maybe an aftermarket CPU cooler. I agree with Paul there. The fan cable on your rear fan isn't the best. It's ketchup and mustard, it looks like. And that sticks out to me. So I would somehow, I don't know, replace the fan or sleeve the cable.
Okay.
If you, are willing to do that. But for the most part, Fernando. Nice
He
system.
said he's going to add an exhaust SP120 fan later.
Ah,
so
yes.
that'll solve that little fan.
There you go.
Ketchup and mustard problem.
Beautiful.
All right, one last honorable mention here.
Yes, this is from Kyle.
Kyle Sharp
Not me.
Studios.
This is a different Kyle. Kyle Sharp Studios. I just thought this was a lovely little system inside of the Defined C Mini from Fractal Design. Beautiful custom loop here. This is actually, I believe, the A240G kit from EK, which I did. You did a video on this as well.
I have one. I didn't do a video on it.
Okay. So yes, it is a pretty nice all-encompassing kit that includes everything you need to cool your CPU and GPU with a custom loop, including the pump and stuff. So it looks really nice. Like there are few. Ever since Hardline came around.
Speaking of R5 1600s paired with 1080 Ti's, though.
Hey! Wow, two in one go.
Two of your 5 have been that.
Okay, now all of a sudden, now it's commonplace, and I eat all of my words. This is fantastic, though. Ever since I feel like hardline tubing became really popular, there haven't been many soft tubing builds that I've liked the look of. This is one of the few that I do. This actually looks really clean.
It's also
it doesn't look too saggy.
It's just using water, distilled water,
yeah,
I imagine.
It's clean and simple.
So
fancy. Very
less concerned with clogs or that kind of thing.
And I like how much of the case is utilized. Yeah. I like a full. I used to like it like when cases just were vacant. I guess it depends on the build, but I've really grown to admire just using up all the case's space. You're really taking advantage of all the mounting here with the radiator and stuff like that. So bravo to you, sir. This is an honorable mention. You are certified pimped in my book. There's not much I would do here to change it up. You could perhaps maybe add some dye in there later to the liquid, to the fluid, if you wanted to make it like a pastel white, like Paul has done with Arctic Panther in the past.
I think something like a light, like a bluish might.
Oh yeah,
might work in there too.
Yep.
I mean,
like the Manta build I did.
But yeah, or just leave it straight water and and because it doesn't look bad at all. For sure.
No, yeah.
All right. Anyway.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Wait, I need more beer. I need beer. Here
you go.
Give me that beer. Give me that beer.
I wasn't sure how much half would.
How much did you put in?
Right about there.
Right about to where it is now.
Just the bottom of where it bubbles out a little bit.
Where it bubs. Where it bubs. Woohoo.
A little bit more in there.
There we go. Beautiful. Thank you.
Let's pour it all.
Okay, I like the way you think. This is why we're friends. I haven't had Le Fin du Monde in a while.
Here, you get some more.
Oh, yes I do. Yeah. All right, cheers to all of you. Thank you for joining us. Get every last sud.
Sturdy glasses.
Every last sudsies. Okay. Cheers.
Toast.
Toast.
All right.
Let's move on to our next segment here. Poll the audience. We've done this one before.
Oh yeah.
We asked you guys.
Change the name.
I keep changing it. Well,
ask the audience.
Ask the audience.
At least
sounds better.
At least that's what they updated.
Yep.
Right.
Like it matters.
Don't get confused.
So the way this segment works is that we ask you guys a series of questions. You answer honestly. That's what makes the game more fun. Is if you answer. if you honest honestly. Then everyone has a good time.
It's already affecting us.
And Paul and I have to guess what your answer will be, which is why it's important that you give us the truth. And then whoever answers incorrectly,
there's no lying allowed.
Whoever answers incorrectly has to take a large gulp or serving of their drink. And this is 9% beer.
A healthy swig.
So even like a large gulp, like a really large gulp, is probably equivalent to
two large gulps.
It's like 2 large gulps of like a regular beer. Well said, Paul. Well said. So this is our first question for you guys. Let's blow up the question in chat. Let me go ahead and paste it in.
Oh, I did that too.
Oh, you did for YouTube?
Oh, I did Twitch. You got YouTube.
I'll get YouTube.
Let's keep doing that.
So this is what percentage? Here's a question for you guys.
Cell's on top of it too. Thank you, Cell.
Thank you, Cell. Cell's the best.
Cell, you're the best.
Woo! What percentage of our audience considers themselves against cryptocurrency mining? Now you have to. Now you see that I actually put. It's important that you see that I gave them the option for being indifferent.
How do you feel?
So how do you feel about it? Are you for it? Are you against it? Or are you meh? Somewhere in the middle. So answer that, and we have to guess. You and I, Paul. We have to guess percentage-wise of how many of our viewers are against it. and we have to use divisibles of 5%. So it has to be like, 70% or 75%. We can't say 69%.
Are we gonna follow up this question with one where we ask them about cryptocurrency mining?
Shit, Critto. God, I knew there was a reason Strawpoll underlined it in red. I just figured they didn't know what cryptocurrency was.
Savvy. They're hip with
son of a bitch.
What's going on right now and stuff. No.
All right.
It's a little typo, but all right. So
I've been wrong before. All right.
How do you feel?
So I'm gonna give this first one to you, Paul. You can guess first. In a divisible
what percentage
of 5%.
Of people are against it?
Against it, yes. Our viewers, knowing our audience and how they are and
60
and their beautifulness. 60?
60%.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm gonna say 60% because gamers are very frustrated with just the fact that they can't get a hold of cards right now.
True.
And anyone who's has been looking to upgrade, anyone who's like who's just getting into it right now, like it kind of sucks because. The main prime, like $250 is your most. My words are failing me right now. $250 is historically the price of a GPU that is most popular. There's a lot more people buying $250 GPUs than 400 or 500 or 600 or whatever like that.
Yeah,
trains. That was a train. So. Right now, it's like you can't buy a $250 GPU for $250. You have to buy the $250 GPU for $350 or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are frustrated with it. Of course, there's a lot of people who are going to be like, I love cryptocurrency mining and everything like that. I just think that's a smaller number of people.
Right.
And I'm sure they're very vocal and everything, and they have their reasons. And hey, you're making money. More power to you, I guess.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'm gonna say. Because I agree with you for the most part, but since I have to guess something differently, and I don't want to be super cheap about it, I'm going to say 50%. Because I feel like there are more people who are against it right now than supporting it, but I also feel like there's a large group of people who are just sort of have mixed feelings. So I feel like there are going to be quite a few people that are indifferent, who don't care either way. It's like, it's legal, whatever, do what you want. It kind of sucks for everyone else, but... it is what it is type of thing. So I'm going to say 50%. Because I think it's going to be like 50% against it and like maybe 35% in support of it and then the rest of them being in the middle. But let's see for sure.
that indifferent crowd.
Yeah.
You never know.
You can switch it up with
their indifference. You never know what they're going to think with their...
with their indifference.
All
right, so let's see what we got.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right, we were way off.
Holy crap.
You win.
There's a lot
32%.
A lot of people who are indifferent.
Most people don't care.
Yeah. So what it seems to be is like a loud minority, or a louder minority, and it's not terribly a minority.
And the people who are vocal about it are the people who are looking to buy GPUs, of course, and are frustrated.
Yeah.
But there's lots of people who have gaming systems already, who maybe are into PC building. But if you're sitting on if you've got any 900 or 10,000 or 1000 series NVIDIA graphics card, or any of the 500 series. If you already got a graphics card, you're like, I'm not looking to buy a new one, then yeah, what would you care?
Yeah, it's true.
All right,
well very interesting. Thanks for those answers, guys. So I win, and you're gonna. We'll save the punishment sips for the end of this segment.
I'd rather just drink right
Or
now.
you can do it now. You have to take a big gulp though. You have to take like a double shot or triple shot.
That was a really big gulp.
Pentuple shot. That was a big gulp.
That's delicious.
I saw the fluid just go down like.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. All right, good job, Paul.
Substantial.
All right, so let's move on to the second question here. The second question is a little bit more simple. How many drives does the average viewer have in their PC? How many drives does our average viewer have in their PC? Go ahead, answer it, embrace it.
Oh, I'm supposed to be...
Wait, why doesn't it... Why can't I...
Copy?
Cell already, Cell already did it in YouTube. Yay.
Oh,
Thank you, Cell. Cell, you're a lifesaver.
You guys got it.
We're just talking about SSDs and hard drives here, Paul. We're omitting optical drives.
Okay.
The drives I'm talking about are hard storage and stuff, not optical media. So between SSDs and hard drives, how many drives do you think the average viewer has in their main desktop PC?
Okay.
I'm going to go first this time.
Bastard.
I'm going to say...
Where are you going, hero?
So, obviously not 0. You need an operating system.
Go lie down.
OneDrive, perhaps.
Good boy.
But I feel like most of our audience members who watch this show are typically savvy enough to sort of spread out their workload or spread out their workflow across multiple drives. We're all kind of in tune with the idea that it's good to have, you know, a smaller size SSD for your boot drive and a larger mechanical storage for media and stuff. So I'm gonna say 2 drives. I'm gonna say 2, and I know that there are a lot of you guys out there who have like 8 drives stacked to the T. But I think most of us, especially like the budget-oriented builders, are gonna go with 2 drives. That's my pick. That's how many I would have for like a mid-range to low-end system.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 3.
Damn it, because that's the other most likely answer.
Because, yeah.
Because RAID, you might want to be raiding stuff. You might want that 3rd drive for whatever comes to mind.
Naughty videos.
You said it.
Ted Cruz. All right.
Hashtag Ted Cruz.
Hashtag Ted Cruz.
All right.
Are we giving people enough time here?
I think so.
I feel like I should delay.
This isn't really like a thinking question.
Yeah,
this is just like,
right.
I have this many.
You're right.
They don't have to contemplate it. So let's.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
Yeah, exactly.
How many?
I feel like I have
drives,
4 though.
How many drives do you feel like you have?
I have 2, but I really feel like I have 4 sometimes.
Like I like to go to my hard drives. I partition them in like 20 different drives, so I just feel like I have all these hard drives.
Yeah,
like,
they're my little phantom friends. Just store things invisibly. All right.
I've never encountered someone who does like goes crazy with partitions.
Neither have I. Those people are weird.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't make friends with those people. All right.
See what the results
Let's
are.
see what you guys said.
Oh, bastard!
Yeah.
I totally.
All right.
Came
Landslide.
in a close second with 3.
Wow, 283 votes for 2 drives.
2, 3, and then 1.
Wow.
I mean, that's the configuration to go for.
Yep.
You know, you got your SSD, and then you got a hard drive, and then
indeed,
blah blah.
Indeed. Well. I'm just I'm on fire right now.
5 people have no drives.
5 people.
Yes.
They probably don't have a computer either.
Yeah.
Or they're just full of it. You guys.
All right. It means they boot off of like a.
They boot off of a stick, a USB stick,
like a SD card or something like that, right? Because that wouldn't be a drive. An SSD is solid state drive, even though solid state media, right?
Oh, you're splitting hairs here.
Okay.
But you do have to take a large drink once again of your punishment ale. Punishment ale. Drink it up.
It's really good. I feel bad for drinking.
I know. I wish I lost more. So here's
I hope you lose the next one.
Here's a sort of fun question I just threw in. All right, it's really meaningless, but sort of silly nonetheless. Who's the last person on Earth you'd wish to spend the rest of your life alone with? All right, it's you and one other person or thing on planet Earth for the rest of eternity. All right, who's it gonna be? Who's the last person you'd want to spend your time with? The options here are Donald Trump, and we make no political comment attached to that of him being here.
Saying Donald Trump doesn't introduce politics at all.
It sure does not.
Nope.
It sure does not, Paul. Neither does Barney the dinosaur. But yet he's on the list. We've also got Martin Shkreli, the pharma bro.
We're not supposed to say his name.
What is he, like Voldemort?
No. All he wants is attention. That's all he wants.
Well, he can't.
People talking about him. He doesn't care that people hate him. He just wants people to talk about him. So by talking about him, he's doing what he wants.
He can't even get attention anymore because he was banned on Twitter.
No, he can. He can
simply
keep
from being
shitty.
An asshole.
He can continue to be a shitty person. They're like, look how shitty this guy is. You're like, yeah, that's what he wants. He wants to be in the news again for being shitty, which is why he's shit.
Well, thank God we're not real tech. That we're not real news.
Kardashian.
We got a Kardashian and Ajit Pai. A cute puppy that humps your leg nonstop until you die, even when you're sleeping.
My God.
So those are your options.
That's not a person. I mean,
well, yeah.
That's split hairs here, Kyle. But just saying.
Okay, fine. Let's assume that it's a guy dressed up as a puppy.
You might attribute that to other.
It's a furry.
Items on this list as well. Excuse me. All right.
Like Barney for sure.
I get to go first.
You get to go first. So now, remember, it's not who you think. It's who you think the audience would least want to spend the rest of their life with.
Donald Trump.
Who do you think our audience hates the most?
I think it's going to be Donald Trump.
You think it's Donald Trump?
I don't want to go into my reasons. I just think that's what it's going to be.
It's kind of hard not to pick the most controversial president ever, or one of the most controversial presidents ever. But since I can't go the same route you are, Paul, I'm gonna have to go with Martin Shkreli. I think he would be. I think Donald Trump at least would humor me. Like if it was just me and him on Earth, he would have no people to govern. So he wouldn't be that bad. If anything, he'd just be an asshole idiot. But Martin Shkreli would just be like royally douchebaggy and probably charge me for like all the coconuts that we find on the island. Somehow we're on an island all of a sudden. I'm thinking Castaway.
He disrespected the Wu-Tang Clan.
He disrespected Wu. He disrespected the clan. They don't go by Wu.
I would strangle him. I just strangle him to death in the first. Like now, I get to spend the rest of my life alone.
Maybe you'd want to spend it with him just so you could kill him, and no one else would. You'd never get persecuted for it.
But I don't want to kill anyone, Kyle. That's not nice.
But if.
I mean, I would. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I would.
They're not nice.
I don't want to.
No one on that list is nice.
I have no other option.
Except Barney. Barney's kind of nice. But everyone else sucks. All right. Let's see what you guys thought. Let's see who's the last person on Earth you would want to spend the rest of your life alone with.
Wow,
Kardashian beats Donald Trump. Well, you know what this means, ladies and gentlemen.
I still win, though.
You still win. By a landslide.
Because Shkreli's down there at the bottom.
Like so that means people would rather spend
most of our audience wants to spend the rest of their lives
with Martin Shkreli.
With Martin Shkreli. That is the logical. You take logic with this question. I didn't know you guys had a thing. I'm gonna stop talking shit on him.
I thought I knew you.
I
thought I knew all of
you.
Don't know a damn thing about you. Wow, what an upset! What an upset. Well, you definitely won that one, Paul.
Thank you.
You definitely won. So Cute Puppy was third. Cute Puppy beat out several of them.
You weren't very specific. A Kardashian, I guess.
Does it matter? That's the question. I was gonna specify. I thought about this. I was like, I should specify. I'm like, no, they're all terrible. They're all equally terrible. A Kardashian. It does not matter which one, or anyone they're associated with. Okay, if we did a poll, if we did a follow-up poll, which Kardashian would you least likely want to spend the rest of your life with, and we list them all out, it would be a tie.
I couldn't list them all. I don't know.
I couldn't either.
I know Kim. I know there's Kim, and there's a few others.
That's why it doesn't matter, because you don't even know which ones they are. You just I
actively like I don't click on like if I'm randomly browsing and I see like a story and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll click on that, and I see Kardashian.
You
like,
don't click that. No,
I don't want people to think
that's engagement. You don't want to give them engagement.
People want to click on that.
Right.
Yeah, Rob. Somebody said Rob. I do know Rob. You're right. You could get stuck with Rob. Maybe that is what the big concern was there. Okay. Anyway. All right. What an eventful segment that was.
Yeah. All right. So that's Ask the Audience, everyone.
What's next, Kyle?
Let's move on to our third segment here, which is a brand new one.
New segment.
I just invented today. It's called
New Lower Thirds.
Yep. It's not Face Off. It's Case Off. Woo!
Yeah.
It's a very simple premise, actually. We take a look at two trending cases in the PC DIY market that are have either just launched or are in the process of being launched or going to launch soon. And we take a look at the specs of each one and determine at the end of the round which one we would rather build in.
It's exciting.
It's super exciting. It's called Case Off. It's so fun because it sort of sounds like Face Off, but it's with cases.
I'm excited.
It's awesome. All right.
Fully
Gigabyte.
Wrecked.
Gigabyte has come out, or is coming out with a new case. Today is the lineup between their Aorus AC300W versus Lian Li's new Mini ITX chassis, the PCQ39. All right, so we've got these two contenders at each other's throats. Let's take a look first at the Gigabyte Aorus AC300W.
Let's do that.
All right, this is from PCAuthority.com. Thanks for the specs, guys. This is an ATX. Not a burp. Not an ATX burp. an ATX mid-tower case.
It's pretty open internally there.
Very open. You can see it's got a fairly nice PSU shroud.
Okay.
And it's got an acrylic side panel window.
Here's the full specs.
Full specs right there. So side panel window, good. Acrylic, bad.
Everyone read all those.
IMO. Okay. RGB lighting, as we saw in the initial picture there at the top, has RGB lighting both on the front in several areas.
You're saying it has a side panel, but it's acrylic?
Yes.
The window?
Yeah. Well, it didn't specifically say acrylic, but it's not tempered glass, so it's probably some sort of plexi.
They would say if it was tempered glass.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So we've also got, apart from RGB, we've got front panel HDMI. So if you want to do some VR, it's a VR-oriented chassis. It's designed with VR in mind.
Okay.
It's also supporting horizontal or vertical GPU mounting. So if you wanted to show off
these two little
the
pieces
sexy ends
here
of your GPUs,
lets you take your graphics card and show the side of it.
That's getting more popular. It's getting more and more
popular. But also, I mean, like you got to buy an expansion. You got to buy a PCIe riser for it, right?
Yes.
Like it doesn't come with that.
I don't know.
Does it come with it?
I don't know.
Because I feel like they shouldn't advertise that
if it doesn't come
unless it comes with the riser to actually do it. Because those can range in price.
Yeah. And
the shitty ones are shitty.
Right.
Like you get very minimal drop off in performance with the nicer ones. The shitty ones actually, the power delivery can be what's the main problem with those. But those can actually cause the performance of your graphics card to suffer. But I would also say in a case like this, like it's a solid side panel window. You put your graphics card on the side there. Is that going to be starved for air at all? Is it right up against that?
And it looks like it would be, and it wouldn't really be in the direct path of whatever front fans you have installed.
Okay.
So that kind of concerns me as well.
So it might be one of those aesthetic decisions that really isn't that intelligent overall. If you
or perhaps if you're building a more mid-range machine, let's say you have a GTX 1060 or an RX 580 and below, it's probably not going to get very hot because it's not a super fast card, and that should be fine. But anything above that...
Do we have a price for this?
We have a $100 price point.
$100?
$100, all right.
Look at those LED accents.
What I'm disappointed here with is that there's no... If you look at the side profile, there's no rubber grommets. It looks like they're just regular cutouts. I feel like for a $100 case,
for a
$100 case these days, grommets should come standard. I feel like it's 2017, people.
I agree.
But apart from that, it looks like a pretty promising case from Gigabyte. Let's look at our next one though. Lian Li is also packing in a pretty nice package with their PC Q39. However, this is a very different case than the one we just looked at. This is a mini ITX chassis with a very boxy design. Okay, it's not the first time that Lian Li has gone this route with their chassis.
We only have one picture of this.
Now, yeah, that's unfortunate. I know, and it's weird because it's the power supply cable management side and not the beauty side with like the motherboard and CPU and graphics card. But yeah, maybe you can find some more pictures there. So this case, unlike the Aorus one, has a tempered glass side panel in typical Lian Li fashion.
What's the price for this one?
$200.
Oh,
so
my God.
So that's the conundrum, right? You're talking as much smaller form factor, limited hardware options, twice as expensive, however, but perhaps maybe higher quality component or materials like the tempered glass side panel and aluminum construction, as you do find with Lian Li cases.
All right, Lian Li's bugged me with this. I did a build in their mini ITX version of this case. No grommets. Come on.
I know. For $200.
They have these little plastic panels that mount over them.
Yeah,
that lets you cover them up, which are okay, but not a replacement for the rubber grommets, I feel
Definitely not. And it's weird because they have like the water cooling tube grommets there.
Yeah.
But they don't have ones for like your 24-pin ATX that you're definitely going to use. So
yeah.
It's
slightly disappointing.
It's interesting. Again, dual chamber design, so you've got sort of a similar layout as we see with like something like the Air 540, where you've got motherboard, CPU, and GPU on one side, and your power supply and all your cabling and perhaps your hard drives on the other. So that's kind of a cool split orientation there. We also have front panel USB 3.1 Type-C, Gen 2.
Oh, that's nice.
That is really nice. You don't see too many cases. We're starting to see more cases with that front panel feature. It's nice that this one has it. You get two 3.5-inch and two 2.5-inch drive mounts. It can fit up to a 240mm rad. We do not know what kind of radiator support the Aorus case has. It was not listed. fans were listed, fan mounts were listed, but not necessarily radiators. And
we're looking at an Anand Tech article right now, by the way, guys. For the Lianlei PC Q39, they have some more pictures.
Yep.
So check it out, Anand Tech. Yeah.
So again, this can fit a 240mm rad, but let's get down to the wire here. Which case, Paul, if you had the chance today to build in one of them, which one would you go with? Let's say you had to spend your own money to purchase this case and build inside of it. What do you think? What do you think you would go with? This is case off, after all. We need a definitive victor here. I already know mine.
Okay. Neither.
You can't
what?
do that.
I can't do that.
No, you can't do it.
Say neither. I can't say neither case.
No, it's
case
off.
I can't say that they both seem overpriced to me.
There are no draws.
There are no draws. All right.
It even says it in the rules right here. There are no draws, right next to where it says case off.
How are we?
And I didn't just type that now.
Are people voting on this? Is there a...
No, people aren't really voting. Although I could make a straw poll, then we should.
we can enhance this segment right now. This
Which
segment
one?
Is becoming better as we speak.
Gigabyte.
Case Off is evolving.
Horus,
You're watching the evolution of Case Off.
Create poll. I just created a poll.
You can in the
Boom.
future you can be like, I was there when Case Off became what it is now, the massive behemoth of online judgment of cases.
Before they even had straw polls,
which is now obviously a global phenomenon.
Yeah, duh.
But
it's already taken storm.
But you guys were here, day one.
Will by storm.
Day one.
You saw it here first.
Okay.
So, all right.
So people are voting now.
I put the link in there.
All right, you guys
into the thing.
You guys vote now.
Into chat. Why are they saying don't vote?
Because don't vote.
Don't vote.
Because they agreed with me that neither of these cases are worth buying. Is that what it is?
You have to choose. Those are the rules of Case Off. You have to pick a case. All right? You have to make a case for the lesser of two evils. The lesser of two evils is what we're going for. All right, I didn't say that either of them would be ideal cases.
Okay, the Gigabyte. I'd rather waste $100 than $200. Sorry.
Wow.
That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. All right, $100.
All right.
The Gigabyte.
So simply because you're not a huge fan of either case, and so you just want to you want to waste the least amount of money.
Yeah.
That is a perfect valid
Also,
answer.
It's a new case, from Gigabyte, so there's like there'd be like, oh, Gigabyte doesn't make cases, so the resale value might be there. You get almost the actual full amount for it, and then you can buy an actual case that has better specs and features for like $80.
Yeah.
From like Fractal or Corsair
or literally anyone else.
Animax or
literally anyone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have that Aorus logo on the front though.
I have to say
I would miss that Aorus logo.
Yeah. The front doesn't look bad. I mean, it doesn't look bad.
It looks okay. Yeah, it looks fine.
It doesn't
look like something I'd pay $100 for.
There's nothing inspiring about it. There's nothing unique.
There's like $60 cases with tempered glass side panel windows.
Yeah. Yeah. There definitely are.
Anyway.
Yep. I'd have to agree with you, Paul.
Okay, good.
Not paying $200 for a Mini ITX Lianlei case. Sorry. Even though I've done it in the past.
Isn't that it? Full size? Is it mini?
No, it's Mini ITX. Yeah.
Oh.
The Mini ITX one.
This is the
Lianlei one. That's a Mini ITX.
It is?
Yes, Mini ITX towers.
I missed that the whole time.
Really? I said that like 3 times.
I don't pay attention to you.
God.
When it's your half of the show, I just kind of zone out.
You're right. It says
wait for you to be over and stop talking.
That's very, very accurate.
I can't fault you for that. All right. Well, that was Case Off. Beautiful segment. I love it. We'll do it again.
That's all? That's the entire...
That's the entire segment.
I thought there were 2 cases. No, there wasn't.
That was mind. 2 cases.
I thought...
You mean 2 case-offs?
Yeah, I thought there were 2... I thought Case-Off was split in 2.
No.
Right.
I didn't find any other... There's been a dearth of just tech news and like new hardware coming out.
No, I like this segment. I think we should bring this segment back.
And it's gonna
very very successful.
I think it's fun, and I think
what happened to the poll? Can we get an answer on the poll?
Let's take a look at the poll here.
All right. Did you post it in the?
Let's see.
In the show doc or which one?
I'll post it in the show doc right now. Okay. I posted it at the bottom of the segment.
I got it.
All right. So let's see what you guys thought. What if it's just 0 votes? Like it's been there for...
No one cares. No one cares.
Okay.
I win.
Oh, the Aorus wins. I picked the Aorus
again.
too.
What?
I picked the ores too.
I picked it first.
Okay, you're right. well done.
You have to drink.
Yes. Okay.
Pound.
I will drink. I will drink.
All right.
I think there is potential for the segment, though. For example, if there is more cases that are just coming out in a given week, then we can do multiple rounds instead of just this one. And we can also, amp up the punishment factor.
It's especially good to pass judgment on the cases when we haven't physically touched them.
Absolutely. Oh, it's like totally just first impression, completely uninformed. It's awesome. Quintessential to this show. So let's talk about some tech news. I only have. What is Hero doing?
I don't know.
He's like nudging the lighting kit and stuff.
Hero's kind of rolling around in his bed and snorting.
He's having too much fun down there.
He's bumping the light. Hero.
He's like doing the worm. He's like,
good boy. Good boy.
He's a good boy.
His tail's wagging.
He's a big boy. He's gonna eat me.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to some tech news. This is going to be really quick because we are slightly short on time. There's only 2 little articles here that I picked out. We've got more news to talk about on Paul's half. This is really quick, just about the 8700K, the Core i7 Coffee Lake processor from Intel, the 6-core 12-thread behemoth that we've been hearing so much about. This is from videocards.com, the article. They were following a story after Carl Morin, a Canadian tech journalist, came across an HP Omen desktop PC that actually was fitted with an 8700K CPU. Since he was sort of with an HP rep at the time, and there was no display attached to the desktop, he actually ran and like quickly borrowed somebody else's monitor so he could hook it up and run some benchmarks on it, like probably in the middle of the show floor or something, which is awesome. So props to you, Carl, for making it happen. So he actually did run some tests in Cinebench and CPU-Z. So for the Cinebench, he did single and multi-threaded tests. There was no mention of whether or not the CPU was overclocked, so take these, everything here with a grain of salt.
Looks like it's running at 3.7 gigahertz.
Aha!
This appears to be during the
during the Cinebench. Oh yes, I did not see that slide. Good research, Paul. So this is going to be stock then. So we've got 1,230 marks for our multi-threaded test in Cinebench. And if you want to compare that to the Ryzen 1600, you can see right below it is Ryzen 1600 at 1,130. So in multi-threaded performance, at least in Cinebench, according to this article, the 8700K is going to outperform the 1600 by about, I don't know, what is that, 15% maybe? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on those numbers. But
the 1600 you can buy for less than $200 right now.
Yes,
usually.
Yes, and 8700K is going to be at least $100 to $150 more.
You would expect if they're going at all with the pricing scheme for the top end mainstream processor.
So it's
you'd expect it to be around $350, maybe even as much as $400.
Ooh. They've
charged for like the 7700K and 6700K in the past, but perhaps the fact that AMD's is competing now will make that a little bit more reasonable.
Hopefully for the consumer. We've got single-threaded marks at 196. There was no Ryzen 1600 comparison for that, so you guys can do some research to find out exactly how that stacks up. Most likely it's going to be a bit higher than 1600 as well. He also ran the CPU-Z benchmark with a multi-threaded score of 3680 and a single-threaded score of 2243. You guys can go ahead and check that article out if you wanted to compare them to other scores that you might have at home or ones that you look up online. The next link comes from Geekbench. It's pretty much showing the 8700K to be on par with the 7700K when it comes to single-threaded performance. Maybe just a slight uptick, and higher multi-core, of course, as you would expect with 2 additional cores and 4 additional threads. So again, 7700K, 4-core, 8-thread part with 6-core and 12 threads on the 8700K. Based on some leaked pictures in this article, we actually get a look at the underbelly of the CPU of the 8700K. We can actually see, according to the article, that the pin layout is identical to what we've seen on the 7700K, which begs the question: if the pin layout on Coffee Lake 8th generation CPUs is the same as last gen, then why is Intel restricting compatibility with existing 200 series motherboards? I think the simple answer to that is they want that cash money, but no one can be
buy new motherboards.
Sure. You got to buy a 300 series motherboard now.
Why would you want? Why would you want a new CPU in an old motherboard, Kyle?
Because
you would want a new CPU and a new motherboard.
No, not everyone does, Paul. Because some people are perfectly happy with their last-gen motherboard, and they want to save money because they're not freaking rich, and it's nice. That's what's nice about Ryzen, is that Ryzen has an upgrade path, a very nice upgrade path. You can start off B350 chipset, get a motherboard for under $100 or so, start off with a sub $150 CPU, and by the end of 2018, you're rocking an 8-core monster, baby. I'm really bad at sort of improvisational outbursts, but you catch my drift. Whereas, Intel seems to sort of lock you in and sort of make things
AMD has promised the AM4 socket and that platform lifespan will be until 2020.
2020.
So that's another 3 years, give or take, from now.
I can't wait for that year. We'll all have perfect
which you'd have to assume that Zen 2, which has there's been a little bit of buzz about Zen 2 here and there lately. So you'd have to assume that Zen 2 will be compatible with AM4 and their existing platform. I don't know if they're going to come out with new motherboards and a new chipset or anything like that, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Piano Player makes a good point too. For him, it's because he doesn't want to have to go through the work of swapping out the motherboard, right? If he's already got an existing system, it's nice to just swap in the CPU. All you have to do is remove the cooler, and instead of like literally disconnecting every part of your system. So I do get what you're saying there, Piano Player. Thanks for the input. But let's move on to our last story for today, which is about I don't know how to pronounce this at all.
Xiaomi.
Xiaomi's Mi Notebook Pro.
Xiaomi Mi.
No, don't say it twice. Makes it confusing. This is an article from thenextweb.com. This is about the Xiaomi Mi Notebook Pro, which is supposed to compete pretty closely, I guess, with the MacBook Pro. Windows PC, of course. Laptop. We've got a 15.6-inch display. I would imagine IPS, but don't quote me. It doesn't mention here. Very narrow bezels. It's a super sleek and sexy little laptop here. We got a quad-core i7. Not exactly sure if that must be Kaby Lake, I would imagine. 16 gigs of DDR4, up to 1 terabyte of SSD storage, and it's also featuring NVIDIA's new MX150, the GeForce MX150, which is basically supposed to be a more robust alternative to Intel integrated graphics. So NVIDIA is actually touting it to be 4 times as capable as Intel's HD Graphics 520, which means that it probably can't handle Doom or Battlefield 1. But if you wanted to run some lighter applications like CSGO or maybe Dota 2, you should be able, in theory, to run that no problem on this laptop, which is kind of cool. You've also got 2 USB-C ports. That's really nice. A card reader, full-size HDMI. I'm a huge fan of that. Fingerprint sensor built right into the trackpad. That's pretty sweet. $980 is the MSRP, available only in China for now, which sucks. So if you were really interested, you may have to hit up an obscure Chinese reseller.
Now I gotta go to China,
or just take a day trip to Beijing or something like that.
It's a quick flight across the Pacific.
Yep, buy your laptop and come back. You'll spend a lot more on the plane ticket, perhaps. But that's pretty much all we've got for today's my half of the show, guys. We can go ahead and dive right into our donation questions, followed by some Johnson shoutouts. Let's see what we've got here. Johnson. Who has donated? We've got a donation from Tom's Bremsmitz for 100 knock.
Knock.
I feel those 100 knocking at my door, Toms. Thank you very much.
Norwegian krona.
Oh, Norwegian krona. Thank you very much, Paul. After delitting the 7600K, I bent 1 pin on the socket. Now, waiting answer from retailer about RMA. Everything was working even 5.3, but it just wasn't stable enough even at stock. And do you like spicy snacks?
Spicy snacks.
Expecting that at the end.
Yes, generally speaking.
I love spicy. Anything spicy and anything snacky, I will eat with a passion.
So I've learned to differentiate between spicy and like hot. Like it's not the same thing. And spicy is good. Super hot.
I like super hot too.
Kyle likes super hot too.
I like both.
I don't like super hot.
Oh yeah.
but spicy is cool.
Please send us snacks. Oh, send us some really hot, some spicy and hot snacks, and we'll eat them. We'll try them on the show, and there should be a fun reaction.
See how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. We'll have some milk standing by. Thank you very much, though, Toms. Automatic Match for your $5 automatic donation. Hey, guys, last time I'll catch you guys for 9 weeks and 4 days. Also, 650-watt PSU, good for 650-watt PSU, good for R7 1700 and GTX 1080 with room for overclocking. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
you'll be totally fine. Very power-efficient parts, both of them. And, dude, 9 weeks and 4 days. Holy crap. I guess it'll be a while till we see you again, but... We wish you the best of luck with whatever endeavors you're going through.
He's shipping out.
He's doing some military stuff, I believe, if I remember correctly.
We can't talk about. We can't provide the details here.
Right.
It's very classified, very hush hush.
Yes. But
Matt,
in Matt we trust. Matt, have a good one.
We know.
Soldier,
you're out there protecting freedom.
We salute you,
and
we respect everything you do for our country.
We do.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Matt. We respect your money, too. MB67 for the $20 donation. Here's $20 because you're so pro-Tatas. Well, yeah, who's not? If everyone who was pro-Tatas got $20, we'd all be rich.
Then everyone would have $20.
We'd all be $20 richer.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
It'd be like communism, basically.
More on that later.
Because everyone would get
more on communism on Paul's half. Pup Shepherd, $5. I was contacted by Air MCN on my YouTube channel after passing 140 subs. What is your experience in choosing an MCN? Do you still have Pup Shepherd shirt? I think I still do have a Pup Shepherd shirt, Pup. It is somewhere, believe it or not. I have, like, literally over 100 shirts now that I feel like
You never get rid of shirts?
I haven't gotten rid of shirts in a while because I just haven't made the time to do it, but I should.
So get rid
Pup,
of shirts.
I still do have your shirt.
Take a picture.
Of all the shirts?
I'd say, well, if there's a shirt, because like sometimes you have a shirt and you wore that shirt a lot. You're like, I like that shirt.
Yeah.
I would go in my drawer of shirts and be like, I'm gonna wear that shirt. I like that shirt. And then eventually it starts to get a little old, a little faded, whatever.
You put it in a different pile.
And then you start wearing it a little bit less. Eventually you gotta let go.
Yeah.
So if it was a shirt that you were fond of, that you had good times in, snap a picture of it. I'll go through my shirts and like, all right, I'm gonna get rid of this, and this. I feel bad because we had good times together, but snap a few pictures.
So do you have like a photo album on your rig that's backed up onto a RAID array that's just titled shirts?
No.
Oh. That would have been made me really happy to know that if that was.
They're just on my cell phone records.
Okay, well that's good enough.
I don't know.
That's a good idea though. I like that idea, and it has nothing to do with the fact that it's hard for me to part with them. I just really haven't gotten around to like sorting through it. It's a process. Like for how many shirts I have, it's like do I want to keep this? Do I want to keep that? But yes, I should definitely donate those. Pup, the other question you had, what's your experience in choosing an MCN? It was a pretty easy choice for me. I had read reviews and watched YouTube videos about Fullscreen, which is who I'm partnered with now, as well as Paul, as well as Jay. We're all partnered with Fullscreen.
I think Linus too.
Linus too now? Okay. I know he was with Twitch for a while.
He was, but
switched over.
Twitch isn't really an MCN.
That's true. They're sort of a
yeah.
Anyway, but just do your research.
They're just big and
yeah, exactly. Yeah. If an MCN is willing to have you, look at their contract first and try to reach out to several MCNs and read all of their contracts at the same time and find out which one works for you. All right. Thank you very much, Pup. Jujubes for the $10 donation because I missed a couple weeks. Hi. Hey, Jujubes. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. You should miss a couple weeks more often. We'd be $10 richer. All right, Aditya Sarath for 100 rupees. Makes me feel like I'm playing Legend of Zelda. Should I get Ryzen 5 1500X or an i5 7400? Any tips? They're going to be paired with the GTX 1050 Ti. Wow. I would say Ryzen because you have the upgrade path. That's me.
Yeah.
Just right off the bat. Because, okay,
that's reasonable.
Let's say this was the last computer you'd ever build, then I feel like you can't go wrong either way. They're both good options. But if you are going to continue to be a PC user and gamer in the future, then Ryzen allows you to sort of upgrade to higher core, higher frequency processors without having to swap out your motherboard or change the chipset and things like that.
I concur.
Yeah, short answer. Alex McNabb. 5 British pounds. Love both your contents. Best Ryzen upgrade from an FX 9590.
You're gonna want to go with an 8-core. I feel like to kind of make sure you're not going from an 8-core to something less than an 8-core. So I'd say a 1700.
Yeah,
there you go.
I concur.
Or a 1700X. I mean, if the X is a reasonable deal, if the X is $10 or $20 more than the non-X, then I'd say go for it. Because XFR does seem to perform a little bit better with the X SKUs. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Cool. Dazori for the $20. Thank you very much, sir. Took Paul's advice last week and bought the Fantex Enthoo Elite case for my monster Threadripper 1950X build. Pics coming. We would love to see them. Congrats on that purchase, sir.
That sounds pretty epic.
That is no easy purchase. It's no purchase for the faint of heart. I can't wait to see what that turns out to be.
It's a labor of love going on right there.
Actually, a little tidbit. I actually do have an Enthoo Elite build. An Enthoo Elite build. A lot of burps this stream.
You're gonna do an Enthoo Elite build?
I'm doing an Enthoo Elite build, bros.
Oh, yeah, because you have room now.
I have room to actually, like seriously, this build was supposed to happen like a month ago, like 2 months ago, and I told Fantex, I was like, no, do not send it to our house yet. We're moving into a new office. Send it once we're all settled in there, because I literally have nowhere to put it. So, congratulations though, Missouri. It should be pretty awesome. Can't wait to see some pictures. The Reicheneck for the $20.
Wait, what? Oh, sorry. No, you're right. You're right.
Reicheneck, $20. My wife is getting PC parts for Christmas. She wants a heaping pile of unicorn puke. Is there any issue going with 4x4 gig of RAM for RGB fulfillness? Going with a Ryzen 5 1600, GTX 1070, and a B350 S340 Elite case. Her first build, by the way. There is, well...
Any issue? No, there's no issue.
There's no issue with it, really. The only issue would be that since you only have 4 DIMM slots, you wouldn't be able to expand your RAM in the future, but 16 gigs, which is what you would be putting in that system, is probably plenty for your wife for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't think twice about it. I would just go for it. Especially if that's like the look you're trying to go for. Some people just really like the look of having all the DIMM slots populated instead of the couple empty ones.
Yeah, I would recommend either G-Skills RGB kit, Corsair's RGB kit, or I've seen Team. Team has their RGB. Is now out there as well.
Right. All good options.
It's pretty cool.
Yep. Thank you very much, Reicheneck, for this generous donation. Nate Penny for the $5. I have an AMD FX 8320 right now. Should I upgrade to a Ryzen 5 1500X or 1600? And how much performance gain can I expect? I play all Blizzard games. So Blizzard games, I believe, are pretty CPU intensive.
No, they're not.
They're not.
I mean, Blizzard games are very well optimized.
They're very well optimized.
You can play them on just about anything if you're willing to scale some of the settings and that kind of thing.
Right. I'd say there's definitely a performance uptick that you would experience, that you'd be able to feel for making that upgrade. 8320 is a good chip, but it's definitely dated. 1500X or 1600. It really depends on your budget. Can you afford the 1600 reasonably well without like regretting it later? Then get it. If you can't, the 1500X is going to be a formidable option. But yeah, either way, you're golden, brother. Thank you very much, Nate.
Yep.
Larry, $5. What does it say? Shout out loud. Thanks, Larry.
Thanks, Larry.
Hammer Slap for the $5. Since Paul has a series called Probing Paul, your segment, Ask the Audience, should be called Probing Y'all.
Oh, I like it.
Oh,
it's very good.
Okay, I think we found a new name.
It's better.
We can finally settle on it.
Probing Y'all.
Yes, I like that.
Aditya Sarif.
For the 100 groupies again. Hey, Kyle, you didn't read my last super chat.
Yes, we did.
We did.
But we read them at the end of each half.
You must be new here, Aditya.
So we've now fooled you into donating twice.
Haha. Alex McNabb for the 10 British pounds. Also, the 9590 question, paired at the moment with two 980 Ti's.
Still the same answer.
Same answer.
Thanks, Alex.
Heather Hansen. Hey, it's wifey sauce. $5. Hi, honey. Dinner is smelling really yummy. Oh, call me before you leave, Paul, so I can put the potatoes in the oven. Love you. Oh my God.
I heard she's making chili.
She's making she's making a vegetarian or a vegan chili. She got it the recipe from her mom. It's a very well-known recipe. And when I left, she was already cooking it before I left to get to your house, and it smelled really good. Okay. It smelled like real meat chili. So I'm very excited to
maybe tell her to save some of that for next week when I'm in your area.
Yeah, I will.
Maybe that'd be nice.
I definitely will. More the merrier.
Okay.
Sebastian Casella for the 80 Argentinian
Sueños.
Here, grab my Ars Technica money. Cryptocurrency is the Ponzi pyramid of the 21st century. Love the show. Keep calm and DV Chow. DV Chow. Nice. DV Chow t-shirt is on the way. Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Appreciate it, brother. Brent Hillier for the $10. No comment. All the love.
Thanks, Brent.
Thank you very much, sir. Timmy Tech TV, $5. Paul is right. The shitty ones are shitty. Wait, the shitty what?
I don't remember.
Well, anything Paul says is always right. So,
but yeah,
yes,
but I was right. I agree that
Timmy
I was right.
being Timmy saying that Paul is right. Thank you very much, Timmy. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, brother. Stephen Hill for the $20 beer money. Drink up, gentlemen.
Thank you, Stephen.
Oh, we will.
You will.
No, I'm empty.
We're almost ready.
Woo! Almost
ready for the next one.
Cell processing. Stop it, Cell. Stop donating, Cell. We should be paying you. $5 for Automatic Matt. Just wanted you to know you are an important member of the AW community. You will be missed. AW, maybe AW or AH? Was it a typo or AW? AW like the
Look,
root
if
beer?
they have some secret club that they're in part of that we're not, I mean, that's fine.
I'm sort of
but
feel left out.
You know, Cell's just trying to show some love.
I just feel like
the fact that we've never been invited to the AW community, I mean, it might cut us to the core of our beings and make us feel...
I just want to make Cell's generous donation on behalf of Automatic Matt all about me right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I would love to be introduced to the AW community, so you guys suck. And you'll be missed. Stay safe in training, bud. Very kind words from our good buddy and moderator, Cell Processing.
Best of luck, Matt.
Thanks, Cell, and best of luck, Matt. El Jefe Reviews, $5. Sup, gents? Any special builds coming up? I did mention the N2 Elite build that I have in the works. Paul, you're doing this?
Yeah, I've got the follow-up to the AM4 Mini ATX build. It should be up in another day or two. Arctic Panther's coming up within the next week or two, and then I've also got a...
Can't wait for that.
I'm gonna build my entry-level X399 system.
Nice.
Although I still need to probably buy a 1900X and maybe do some comparisons for that, because that was the biggest complaint for that. Was like people were like, 1900X makes no sense. So I kind of want to maybe do some tests with that and see if there is any practical use for it.
That sounds fun. But thank you very much, El Jefe. Hope you're doing well too. Roman Trukin for the 300 rubs.
Trukin. I don't know. It seems.
RUB. I'm not sure what that is.
Rubies.
Romanian? Rubies?
Russian. He says shout out from Russia.
Oh, Russia. Russian. You're.
Colpex.
I'm going to call it 300 rubs. 300 rubs. Shout out from Russia. Hey, Bitwit. I'm about to build a PC in Fantex Shift, similar to your HTPC. How do you think, is it possible to install water-cooled GPU in that case? Something like EVGA hybrid?
Rubles.
Rubles. Okay.
There it is. Russian rubles.
Russian rubles. I think it is. It might be possible, depending on the aftermarket cooler that you use, to mount. As long as it's a 120 millimeter radiator and nothing more, mounting that to the bottom of the case might actually work. That is the only radiator mounting point, viable radiator mounting point inside of the Shift. Unless you go Shift X, then you've got more options. But if you're just talking Shift, that's probably your best bet. You have to go with an air cooler for your CPU, and you might be able to get away with a 120 rad for your GPU mounted at the bottom of the case, as long as your GPU is not too long, because if it's too long, it's going to interfere with the rad and the fan mounted to it. Because remember, the GPU is mounted vertically; it's going to be pointing straight at the bottom of your case. So bear that in mind. But good luck on that.
People need to stop donating because we need to end Kyle's half and go to my half so we can open the next beer.
Yes, indeed. All right, so we're going to cut off donations right now. Do not donate anymore. Your message will not be read. Your message will not be read. We have to move on. But thank you. We love you. iManny99, $5. Hi guys, low FPS with 4790K at 4.6 gigahertz, 40% usage, and GTX 1080 Ti hybrid at 2050 megahertz, 50% usage. Any suggestions?
You're not giving us any information about what tests you're running, what games you're using, and that kind of thing.
Right. Is this Minecraft or?
I mean, it sounds like from your specs and everything, like you have a very nice, solid system and setup and overclock and everything. So, if you're talking about in one game, the 4790K is at 40% usage, but your 1080 Ti should be at 100% in that case. In another game, your 1080 Ti is less usage and the CPU's at 100%. those are just games that are bottleneck one way or the other. Some games are more CPU intensive, some games are more GPU intensive. If it's the same way all around, maybe a software issue. I'd maybe consider something like a clean installation of Windows,
right?
And a clean installation of drivers. That'd be the way I would go about trying to troubleshoot that.
Make sure that no CPU cores are parked or anything like that. There's no weird overclock settings. Run everything at stock default. Go into your BIOS, reset to factory defaults. Try the test again.
Yeah. Also, Chula in chat says, do you have a few cores at 100% and then some are at 0? I mean, are you looking at all of your cores?
Right. Yeah, that's very important.
Some games are going to use more cores than others.
Exactly. Mist X Tube for 5 Canadian. Linus 1290 by 1080 video had benchmarks of like 5 FPS. The GTX 1080 is a good card in my opinion. Why did this happen? Is he trolling? I did not see that video.
I didn't know.
What's 1290 by 1080? Is that a resolution or is that?
I don't know.
No idea. I have no idea. I'm sorry, Mist X Tube. We can't help you on that. Anyone in chat, if you watch Linus and stuff.
I mean, if the question in general is Linus trolling, the answer is usually yes. So, dogs, stop it, dogs.
Automatic Matt, $5. Thank you, Sal. I'll miss being here, and I'll count the days till I'm back. Long live the AW Club. Paul's and Kyle's out. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
We love you.
Thank you for responding.
We love you, buddy. You're a hero.
I want to yell. I want to yell at the dogs, but I'd be yelling at you guys.
Dogs! Hey!
Hold on.
Hey! Stop it!
Why are they doing that?
Stop yelling! Indoor voices! Indoor barking!
Okay. Very last final donation of the night. Matthew Watley. $20. You guys have inspired me so much. Continue building PCs. My kids are now PC gamers, LOL. Can you shout out to Jaylee, Maya, and Easton? Jaylee, Maya, Easton. You guys, we're giving you a shout out. This is your shout out. Be good to your dad. He gave us money, so we like him already. Yeah. That's your shout out. And that's pretty much good.
That was a sing out, Kyle. That was pretty good.
I know. I'm a performer. All right, so let's look up some quick Johnson donations.
Oh God.
Johnson shoutouts is gonna be super duper quick. Boom, boom, boom. Okie dokie. We go late when you're like, I hope no one bought anything.
I have a couple.
All right.
I got one for Automatic Matt. Thank you, Matt. I got a Thumbscrew shirt. Thank you so much. I hope that arrives to you in time before you ship out. And then I got one more for Young. From New Jersey. Thank you so much, Young. He got the 11-ounce mug, which is on sale again.
Double Matt Johnson.
Double Matt
picking up a Bitwit logo black T-shirt.
It's lovely.
Woo! Jacob Johnson to you, Jacob. Jingleheimer Schmidt picking up a hoodie. You got a hoodie. Nice. Yes. Get them hoodies.
Jingleheimer Schmidt. That's a good one.
Yeah. Young's a double Johnson, I believe.
Young is a double Johnson.
Young Choi. Yeah, picking up a mug and a glass. Mug and glass for coffee in the morning and beer also in the morning. Beautiful. And then the last one I have here is for Andrea. Thank you very much, Andrea. Shipping to Matthew. Ooh, Matthew will be very excited that you got him a CPU Cooler shirt and a BIOS Flasher shirt. Thank you very much, Andrea. Thank you all so much for watching this half of the show. But don't go anywhere because we still have Paul's half. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. Before you head over to his channel, if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and toss a like on the video if you enjoyed it. You can also feel free. Anyone who's willing to, do timestamps in the comments because I never do them anymore because I'm a bad person. I will love you for life. I will love you forever. Do the timestamps. Do the fucking timestamps, Darren. And don't go anywhere because we're going to go pee and then we're going to do some more fun stuff.
It's going to be great.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.